Alright, what's up guys? This is Muzz coming from Reborn Mind, Body, Soul. And if you're watching this, you believe in new beginnings and becoming your own ultimate superhero. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down the club hierarchy, the club dynamic. And you may have never even thought of the club like this before. For me, I'm a wild kitty and I just love stuff like this. So I have a super big fascination with it. So this is what I've observed, and I've talked to a club manager about like kind of the overview of a night in a nightclub, especially here in Vegas. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. I want to break down the club dynamic to you guys. This is really interesting. Okay, so how the club dynamic works, it's very fascinating. So what happens is the whole club is designed for them to make money. So how do they make money? Well, first of all, they need women. Women attracts dudes and attracts money. So they need to get women. So what they do is the whole dynamic of the club is a social hierarchy, okay? So what you'll find is like the statuses, okay? So there's let's say we got two bars here. We've got tables surrounding the dance floor, and we've got the DJ booth with DJ tables right there as well. Now, on the outskirts of the dance floor are basically where all the betas hang out, the beta males. They hang out on the outskirts of the nightclubs. And then they also conglomerate through on the dance floor. The reason that is because girls are on the dance floor. Now, girls love to dance. They love feeling, and now that I've practiced like some Qigong and done a lot of yoga, I'm starting to understand why girls love to dance. It's because you're in your body, you feel good, you want to move that body, you know. It's just challenging because I feel that in my past, in my journey, I only went to the dance floor because I tried to get laid. But oddly enough, if you're on the dance floor, it's one of the hardest places to get laid in the club, because you ever found that you get rejected on the dance floor quite often if you're a guy watching this? I know that I have quite often. So then you've got the betas on the outside of in between the bars, and you've got the betas on the dance floor. Now you have a hierarchy of the tables, okay? So here's the next layer of the hierarchy. So you've got the lower price tables, and as they move around up to the DJ booth, they get more and more expensive. Now along the along the tables to the DJ, what happens is the club has to comp bottles for women. So what they do is they strategically put women in pockets of tables, and what they do is in between those pockets they set up tables of dudes. So what happens naturally is that the dudes want to impress the women. So what they do is they give free bottles to these women and these pockets, okay? What happens is they let the women go in first, and then they give the women the alcohol. So they want the girls feeling good, you know, kind of loosening up. But you'll see it sometimes, you know, like 20 different girls packed into a table that kind of, there's like 3 girls that know each other, 4 girls that know each other, 2 girls that know each other, and it's still kind of awkward. And what happens is then they bring the men in. So they'll bring these men in between the women. So what will start happening due to anxiety is the men want to start buying more drinks. They want to buy more bottles to impress the girls, right? They think that, oh, because I buy a bottle, I'm going to impress her. And this may work too, just because you're aware of it, or just because it's a thing. It still does work some of the time, but oddly enough, it doesn't really happen that often. And so at around 11 o'clock, they kind of leave the lights on, and what they want to do is they want us to feel anxiety. What that does for us is makes our chest feel anxiety. So what happens is when we feel anxiety, we go to the bar because we drink away our anxiety. So at the beginning of the night, they leave the lighting, kind of light it up, and then what happens is the night gets going. So the whole night is a progression. It's actually so beautiful to watch when you are aware of it and standing above, and I've witnessed it for like 4 hours quite often last time I was here, and I found it super fascinating. So the night gets going, and these guys are in, and the pockets are in, okay? So what happens is, because the girls were here before, they started drinking earlier. So they started drinking, taking their drinks, and then from there, the guys start drinking as well. Now, the women only get 1 bottle. So 1 bottle between 20 girls is not very much. And it's really like a very low cost for the club because they're buying bottles all the time. What happens then from there is, now these girls want to keep drinking, but they want to keep getting at the table. So what they kind of do is it's just like this natural effect that some of them trickle to the tables where these dudes are at. Now, because the dudes have more women there, they want to buy more bottles because they want to impress the girls and they want the girls to get drunker. And then on top of that, here's where the really fun part gets going on, is that now at higher priced bottles, you have a bottle off. So this guy, Alpha, he wants to, basically beat his chest, is he wants to outbottle the guy over here. And this guy over here wants to outbottle this guy over here. So now on this next layer, you have this competition between these men at these tables, which is making the club money. Well, oddly enough, do you know who has the most attention in the room? The DJ. So now, oddly enough, in the whole entire dynamic, we're all competing against the DJ for attention. That guy's the center of the room. He's the pivotal point of the room. He's curating the whole experience, essentially. So when you're on the dance floor, that's who you're competing against, essentially. And all the girls are looking at the DJ, giving the DJ attention, right? So that's where you want to be. That's like the creme de la creme of the tables. And so you have these guys dueling it off, but really this guy here that's running the music is running the show. And this is where this gets super beautiful. Is around like 1 o'clock-ish, 2 o'clock. Sometimes what they do is you'll just won't really notice it, but the lights will just kind of come up and down. So what that does is when the lights come on, everyone kind of starts seeing, whoa, that's what you, whoa, hey, hi, how's it going? Hey, whoa, oh, wait, or hey, what's up? Like, it doesn't matter. But what starts to happen is the humans feel the anxiety and they start trickling back to the bar. This gets very fascinating because this makes more money for the club. Now, with that being said, here's the most ultimate creme de la creme. If dudes are getting laid, that means they're not in the club. What does that mean? They're outside the club. So the whole dynamic is designed for dudes not to get laid. What? I thought one night stands in Vegas. Yeah, sick marketing. But no, the whole club is actually designed for you not to get laid, which is really confusing because, like, essentially, I think that's what all of us go to the club for. I mean, okay, on a subtle level, I think what we go to the club for is, a lot can be other reasons, but for all of us, there is a subtler level there. I believe that there is some sort of sexuality that is wanting to be expressed, or even found in that environment. Because we don't really do it in natural or day-to-day environments. It's like, the club is kind of built for that. But here's the ticker. So the club is designed for men not to get laid. So what they actually do is they put these little tags in girls' washrooms, and it says, if you know someone that is being sex trafficked, please call this number. What does that do? That puts a subliminal message into their mind that watch out for sexual predators. So you and I are, I don't know if you or I, but if you're watching this channel, you're probably in some sort of realm of, where I'm swimming in. It's like, yo, I'm just trying to say what up, trying to meet someone, and to be in that place where it's like, ooh, the women put up their bitch shields for a good reason, because they've been programmed not to have sex with people here. And so oddly enough, here you are going out this whole time. So what happens when you're not getting laid? The anxiety gets up even more because the sexual energy is building up and it has nowhere to go. And you're getting hornier and hornier. The more you drink, you're getting more animalistic. And so this whole complex goes on. So the lights kind of dim on and you watch everyone go to the bar. All the guys start trickling to the bar. My favorite one about this environment is that so many dudes think that buying a girl a drink is how you get them. And it does work, but really it's the connection that creates that, it's the connection that you have with that woman that is actually going to get you laid, essentially, or progress in the, in the dance, let's call it. And so when I love it because, like, I don't buy girls drinks. I don't buy girls drinks. I just don't do it. It's for me. It's not. Women are not this commodity. They're not this thing that you can exchange for. They are, if you want a prostitute, then go for that exchange. But in the club, often not. If you get on a level where you're just like, see, a lot of times I always get buddy with chicks because I want to learn this stuff. So I'll be like on the side thing, like, yo, like, do you like getting this? Do you like this? Do you check my butt? No. And I just one look at her and I like, yeah, okay, I see what you're doing. And guys, if you're a guy watching this, if we were girls, we would do the same thing. Okay, so it's funny how there's this like complex where there's like men versus women and men, but vice versa. But like, it's just from what I've observed and asking a lot of women about life, I guess you could say, is that it's just a misunderstanding. And so the whole night kind of rolls around to this, if you're a man, not getting laid, and women. This is why they really pronounce women here in Vegas, and I love it. This is what I love about Vegas, is that women come here and they get treated this way from the city, and then they become entitled. And I just had it today, and I just started laughing. I'm like, oh honey, you're so sweet. Like, I can tell by meeting you, and this place, you've been here for only a day, and you all of a sudden got this entitlement to yourself. And she kept talking about her Instagram and all that, and I'm like, yo dude, like, just chill on that topic. Like, you're getting further down into what I don't care about. And she kept qualifying herself to me, and I understand why, but it's okay. So I just wanted to break down these dynamics in Vegas. I thought it'd be pretty cool for you know, just to have another perspective on the social hierarchy here in Vegas. And all right, that's how a club works. So next time you're in there, if you're not too woo, try to observe these types of things if you want. It's super fascinating. I have a great time observing it. I haven't been in a nightclub in about a year-ish, so I'll see y'all probably once I get a bit more on my feet here in Vegas. I'll probably go back into one just to play around, just to have a bit of fun. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy.